Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kim. Tonight's video is our first grocery shop for the month of June, so let's get started. Okay, this is our yogurt for 3 weeks in June, month of June shopping. So mine is the Noosa. I paid $5.12 for 24 ounces in each container. Each container will give me 6 cups, or not full cups, it'll give me 6 3-ounce cups of yogurt. There really isn't 24 complete ounces of yogurt in here. So sometimes I will get 6 3-ounce, sometimes I will get 7 3-ounce cups. But I will never get 24 ounces of yogurt out of any of these containers. The reason I choose Noosa is it's from Australia. It has clean ingredients. It's a little high in sugar, so in June I'll have 3 of these. I'll go a week without any yogurt at all and probably just have cereal or toast for breakfast. And then when July comes along, I will switch back to Aldi yogurt. And then I just switch back and forth and back and forth. Aldi yogurt, I think, is like 3 something for 4 cups. So I'll buy 3 4-cup packages, so I'll have 12 cups of little cups of yogurt, and that'll be all the yogurt that I'll have in July. So right now I'm not making any amount of homemade yogurt. I just don't have the time. But this has got some good cultures in it, cultures that can't be found in other yogurts that are made here in America or that are sold that are popular name brand. The different cultures, and one of them is bee lactis. And there's another one that starts with a B, and it's not in regular, all the other brands of yogurt. So that's what put me on Noosa to begin with, and I stay with it. It's great for my gut. But again, it does have a little bit, 28 grams of sugar. It's a little too much sugar for me, so I don't eat it all the time. I go quite a while without eating yogurt at all, and then I just switch back to Aldi brand. My husband prefers Stonyfield over everything, and that is low in sugar. He used to eat Yoplait. He does the same thing, 3 weeks on, a week off, and then he goes back to Stonyfield. He doesn't switch to anything else. Total sugar 17 grams. So as far as yogurt goes, that's pretty good. It's vanilla, it's whole milk. And then I'm going to be buying some slicing tomatoes soon. There's some greenhouses, hoop houses that have some tomatoes for sale right now. And I thought a new way to try it would be toast with some cream cheese and the tomato slices on top. I saw that in a video and I thought, and that sounds really good. A great way to eat tomatoes. I do have tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise. This might be maybe a little bit, it was definitely less expensive than buying mayo. So the Philadelphia cream cheese was $2 and something, $2 and some odd cents, 26 cents. My husband's Noosa is, or Stonyfield is $4.97 per, what do we got, 32 ounces. So the better buy between the 2 yogurts that we bought. And the cream cheese was a rollback today for $3.97. I'm not sure how many ounces, for 12 ounces. So that'll last quite a while. It'll just be one little spread on the toaster bread. And then we've got some produce. Zucchini was $1.46 a pound. I ended up getting a little over a pound with 3 of them, and I paid $1.96 total. The bananas are 50 cents a pound. I paid $1.17. The lettuce was $5.48 for 8 ounces. And then each cabbage, the red cabbage, was $1.17 a pound, and the green cabbage was 92 cents a pound. So we're set for produce. I have still some leftover tomatoes. I have 1 summer squash that's left over, a little bit of onion. I do have some frozen summer squash or frozen butternut squash and some frozen sweet potato that I bought from Aldi here last winter that I need to use up. So I've got the fixins for more ratatouille. We start ramping up salad. I've also got in this video the first little haul from a local farmer that I'm back to buying vegetables from because they're in price comparison. Right now, as far as springtime, you can't get some of these things in a store. I don't think I've ever purchased rhubarb in Walmart. I don't think they've ever had any for sale. Maybe they have frozen, but they've never had fresh, which is odd because they do bring in sometimes fresh produce from local farmers, but I've never seen it in the Walmarts that we go to. So I got some fresh rhubarb from a local farmer and some fresh greens. So I'll include those as well in this and in the cost. So of our first grocery haul for June. Okay, and this is our first vegetable haul from a local farmer. I've mentioned her several times in my videos over the last 3 years. She's an organic farmer about half an hour from us that we have been buying vegetables off and on, mostly on, for the last 8 years, I believe. So, got some rhubarb. I want to make some rhubarb simple syrup to add like to strawberry lemonade, and I want to see what other kind of summer drinks, non-alcoholic drinks we can add it to, and then I'm going to use some for dessert. I've got 2 different dessert options I'm looking at, and I'll let you know which one I choose, and I'll probably make a video of it. Then we've got some Swiss chard, 2 great big bunches of Swiss chard. Let's get this rhubarb out of the way for a second. So each one of these was $3, which I would say is pretty good. Swiss chard isn't available we go to either the Wisconsin Dells Walmart, Baraboo, Wisconsin Walmart, or Toma Walmart. And then, of course, we also occasionally go to Aldi. Those are the grocery stores that are available to us in the area that we live in. There is a local grocery store, but the prices, even with the gas the way that it is, just as an example, unless it's on sale, but as an example, if you wanted to buy a 12-pack of pop, which is not what we were buying, but just this one comes to mind, and it always shocks me. A 12-pack of pop in Walmart has recently gone as high as like $7.50, but it would be $12.50 at the local grocery store. Loaf of bread starts at $3.50 for the store brand, unless they have a sale where it's 2 for, I think it's $3.50 or something like that. They do have a nice produce department in that. Once in a while they'll have apples on sale, but again, you pay anywhere from $2 to $3 more than if you just would drive to Walmart when the gas prices were at a better. So, yeah, but for the convenience of it just being just down the road from where we live, everything that's in the store, and if we did a full grocery shop in there, we would likely pay anywhere from $75 to $125 more for our groceries, for like our staples or whatever, than if we just put that half a tank of gas in and drove to Walmart. So there's no place that we can buy chard. I like rainbow chard the most, unless we go to a farmer's market or buy it from a farmer or grow it ourselves. And last year I grew rainbow chard, probably enough for, oh gosh, I think I did up half a dozen meals with it. I grew it on our deck, but this year I had other things that were in the way, and I just couldn't give it good space. So I bought this, $3 for each bundle, and then like a gem lettuce. This is just under a pound. It's red lettuce. Beautiful. Beautiful coloring. And that was $3 as well. So tomorrow night we're having a salad with this. The following night I will cook up some of this with some eggs and sausage. And like I said, I'll let you know what I'm going to make with the rhubarb, but I am going to make some rhubarb simple syrup. I'm also going to make, when we go to the lavender farm soon, I'm going to make lavender simple syrup and anything else that I can to add to tea or lemonade or other summery type drinks. For Mother's Day, I don't think that we did Christmas. My husband and I, normally year after year, we do not buy each other anything for Christmas. We focus on friends and family, and we usually take names off of trees for local children or local families. So I'm pretty sure that we didn't do anything for Christmas. I know that we didn't do anything for anniversary, except I got a cake, I believe, and had friends over for cake and coffee. So when Mother's Day came along and my husband said, "Do you want anything for Mother's Day?" Yes, there was something that I wanted. First of all, to help us with our water situation, we needed a bigger pitcher to fill up with filtered water and keep in the refrigerator, and this was one at Walmart that I actually bought. He gave me $50 in a card, so I had about, I think it was 16 something left. I bought this pitcher for water at Walmart, Tupperware, which I used to be a Tupperware lady, for $14 and some odd cents. Very, very sturdy. So that'll work great, holding some filtered water and getting it nice and cold in the refrigerator. Then I got this dish set. Each item was $3.28, so we got 2 cereal bowls, 2 of these like dip bowls. This is all Better Homes and Gardens at Walmart. 2 big salad bowls and a platter. We use the salad bowls. Actually, I love to eat out of a big bowl instead of a plate for meals. And a big platter, $3.28. All of them $3.28. Better Homes and Gardens, the other pattern they have is olives, and I think they have yellow flowers. And then thrifting, I got these 2 really cool cabbage bowls. I still thrift a couple of times a month. I spend about $10, sometimes $11, $12 thrifting. I don't include that in videos. I used to. When I need clothes and stuff like that, something that's new and still in good shape, I go to Goodwill. That's the only thrift store around here, unless I want to drive an hour and a half to a vintage clothing store. So, and we don't have any consignment. Otherwise, I'd probably go there as well. I don't go to yard sales. I went to those for years, and the quality of everything in them just got worse and worse. So, and there's, you know, in this town, there's maybe, I don't know, 5 garage sales, and they're perpetual. They start in May and they end in September. So I can't really find anything in my size or quality, so I do thrift, and I'm happy to do it because I get some really nice clothing, some brands in that I haven't seen for years in good condition that I couldn't afford back then, but I can afford them now because they've dropped down. I know a lot of people say the prices are high, but I haven't seen that at our local Goodwill. You can still get a really nice shirt, some of them even with tags on, for $3.99, and I can't even do that in Walmart. So I do thrift a couple times a month. If you want to see items in that, let me know, and I'll do a short with some of the items that I thrift, both clothing and home goods. And in this case, it was 2 beautiful cabbage-type bowls. Could have been like maybe from Pier 1. Nope. SH Home, whatever that is. So, but there's vintage bowls in the same design. I've had those, sold them, had them again, sold them. So I got those. So yeah, Mother's Day gifts, it just came in just a little under $50. Each one of these bowls was 50 cents. And like I said, our first vegetable haul of the season. Okay, and last but never least, I had a few things in the pantry that I needed to get. So I had recently had an appointment with my nutritionist who said I'm just absolutely not getting enough fiber. So there just isn't enough fiber in my diet at all. I'm not really sure, you know, if I eat too much fiber, I have issues. If I eat too little, I have issues. And I've tried everything. I've tried over the counter. Obviously, I'm trying salads and upping the vegetables, but it's just never enough because apples bother me and they have a lot of fiber. I do eat prunes, which I really like, but, you know, that's really nothing that's, I don't know if they're healthy for you. They help you, but I don't know how much fiber they provide. A lot of the things that I want to eat that may provide fiber, like grapes, have a lot of sugar in them. As far as granola, it's way too hard for me to handle these big crunchy granola bites. I've tried chia seeds and flax seeds, and because of the issue that I have, there's a possibility that they could bind up in the intestinal tract and cause a blockage. So I can't have those, and those would work really well. Pears work really well in that, but again, I can't overdo it. I don't eat anything that's like gas producing, so I don't eat cabbage or stuff like that. So it's a teeter-totter here, trying to figure out just what the healthy balance is. So I saw these, I decided to try them. 5 grams of protein, Rise and Shine granola, and all they are little bits and pieces of dried apple or dried banana and dried strawberries. Now, they are grain-free, which is a plus. I try to avoid an overabundance of grains. So I don't know if you've been here a while. I don't eat buns. I don't eat bread, except for a special kind of bread, and I can only buy that once in a while. And even that has wheat in it. It just doesn't bother me. But there's, you know, anything that you can think of that would have wheat. I either eat the gluten-free version, and if there's no gluten-free version, I just don't eat it. And if I do eat it, it's in a very little amount. And I mean little. So, yeah, it's hard having the issues I have. I'm not sure where I got them all, but I've got them. So, real ingredients in these: almonds, sunflower seeds, coconut, date syrup, pecans, pumpkin seeds, coconut oil, flax seeds, chia seeds, strawberries, bananas, and vanilla extract. Now, as long as I just measure it out, This should be okay for me. The sugar is, total sugars are 4 grams. That's great. I like to do 12 grams and under. I'm not diabetic or anything, but I don't want to test fate because you just never know. Total sugars 4, total carbs 8 grams. So if these work out, yeah, I will be more than happy to share the good news. They're made by 7 Sundays LLC in Minneapolis. So, and these each cost $3.87. So kind of pricey, but I don't eat. But I was eating Rice Krispies here, and when we were saving money in April, and it might have even happened in March, I had cereal for a little while and just got tired of it. So stopped with the cereal and just started having toast. Stopped with the toast now and are back on some yogurt. So I'm going to add this to the yogurt. If you watched the last couple of videos, you know I'm going to start fermenting things, and I am going to try to take some and taste some of that. Like kimchi, I've never had that. I don't know how that's going to affect me, but we're going to try a couple of teaspoons of it and see. I have been on a low FODMAP. If you're not familiar with that, I'll leave a link. I have been on a low FODMAP diet for 20 years. So I don't have, I just have bowel disease, irritable bowel disease, not irritable bowel syndrome like they said for years, but I have something that's part of that, celiac and Crohn's and something else. It's a mixture of all of them. And so I just have to watch what I eat, and I just have to stay away from too much gluten, too much preservatives, too much crap in my food, and definitely, I want to keep lower sugar for my weight. I'm overweight, 44 pounds overweight. Recently I've been having knee problems where I tore one of my ligaments again in my knee like I did a couple of years ago here, and most of that is from the fact that I have osteoarthritis and I'm 40 some pounds overweight, and that weight is just starting to bother the hips and the knees of a 62-year-old almost woman. So I want to get it all together and get my act together and get healthy because, when I'm 80 years old, God willing, I want to be able to walk and want to be in good shape. So the vinegar is for the kimchi, sauerkraut, pickled red onion, and I think there was something else in my video that I mentioned that I'm going to start pickling. The vinegar was not so much cat food, it's crazy. Got to go all the way down that list. And I think it was $176 for the vinegar. The dates, I'm able to have half a date if you're on low FODMAP. If it's this, the medjool, is that how you say it? Dates. So they did have great value brand there, a great big bag for like $6 or $7, and I wouldn't be able to get through those to keep them fresh. So these dates were also a little pricey at, I had it here. Let's go with the mustard. The mustard, ground mustard, is for a recipe that I've got coming up. That was $4.98. That's awful expensive. I don't know if I've ever used ground mustard, but that's pretty expensive. Don't know what the dates were, but they were under $4, and even then I thought that was kind of high, but apparently these are the medjool or whatever are the best kind of dates that you can eat. So I'm going to eat half of one. That was recommended by my nutritionist. This wasn't, but I'm sure she'll be happy that I decided to try something that says granola on it. And that is it for the first part of June. For those wondering what else we have in the household, why we didn't buy bread, we have actually 3 loaves of bread in this chest freezer that I'm standing in front of that we need to use up before we buy more. Right now we're trying to go through rice that I bought quite a bit of this last winter before we start going through potatoes, because I'll start making potato salads and that, so we want to get through the rice first. We still got dairy products like milk and orange juice and eggs left in the refrigerator, so we need to go through those first before we go out and buy more. We do have butter. I bought quite a bit of butter, like 6 or 7 pounds of it, when Quick Trip, a local convenience gas store, had it on for 99 cents a pound. So we have the things that we need for right now, but I will leave our grocery list for the month in the show's description. Thanks for joining me here. I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Here's some items that I picked up for the pantry for June. So my husband needed some cereal. He does eat cereal on the weekends, and usually toast and coffee on the weekdays with a piece of fruit. So We got 2 boxes. I got $1. Some of this was ordered as a pickup, so I got $1 manufacturer cash from manufacturer back on each box. So I ended up paying $3 something for each box, which is pretty good. Usually it's $4.47, I believe. And the manufacturer's cash is available when you shop online, and then they put it on a balance, and then you're able to use it in your next shop. Let's see, I found a recipe for chocolate chip cookies, adding white chocolate chips as well. So a few chocolate chips and a few white chocolate chips, or I guess it's white chocolate. And these were $3.68 for a 12-ounce pack. The Lar bars are close to $19, so basically $1, a little over $1 for each bar. But we've discovered through elimination that these are the best. There's no artificial sweeteners. They're plant-based. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan. So you can't beat that. He likes it, and 18 bars lasts just a little over a month, probably a couple days into the next month. Skippy peanut butter, this much will last us 6 months, and that was $11.77 for a twin pack, 5 pounds. And we did price Great Value, which were smaller containers. We priced a larger container of Skippy. We did that one time, and it actually started tasting funny by the time we reached the end. There were no other twin packs, and as far as cheaper, yeah, I think if we bought 3 of the Great Value, but again, we wouldn't have reached 5 pounds. So this was the best buy in Walmart tonight. I'm going to be making some lavender ice cream. I have lavender simple syrup, so I'm not going to use the actual lavender, food grade lavender. We did try that, and the lavender ended up being in the ice cream, and so every now and again you bit into like a hard piece of lavender. So I'm going to use the lavender simple syrup. I have made lavender ice cream in the past, and so I'm going to make it again. It's good for my husband and I anyways, relaxing us, calming us, and getting us ready to go to sleep. So, and a good time. We actually eat ice cream all year round, but we're going to go ahead and make up some this summer. We're also going to a lavender farm here in the next couple of weeks, so I'll have some photographs or a short, or even put it in a video, our trip to the local lavender farm. Then something I learned just recently about sugar is that Great Value sugar is part beet root or beet sugar and part cane sugar. So if you have any allergies to beets, beet sugar, beetroot, whatever the case may be, you might want to look into that. I thought that Great Value sugar, or any type of granulated sugar available in the store, was just pure cane sugar, but I would be wrong. And I recently watched a reel where somebody said their baking kind of went crazy when they started buying Great Value because of the mixture of the pure cane sugar and the beet sugar in the bags of granulated sugar. So pure cane sugar is just 100% pure cane granulated sugar. And so I do bake. I still plan on making a few batches of cookies and that on cooler days, and they're always as cooler, rainy days in the summer. My first batch is going to be now while we still have like 70-degree temperatures. So I decided I would go ahead and buy this and see if it does make a difference with my cookies, and then I'll probably save the rest for Christmas baking since it's so precious. It cost $1 a pound, or $10 for this bag, this container, 10 pounds of cane sugar for $10. So that is a few things for the pantry that I picked up. Then some dairy products. So I like to have grilled cheese sandwiches made with Great Value singles. So I bought a package of those, and those were $3.68 for 24 slices. There must have been a run on heavy whipping cream. I'm not sure why. Walmart was completely out, and Quick Trip, our local gas station and convenience, is running low. We went ahead and we bought 2 8-ounce containers, or 2 1 pint. I guess it's 16 ounces in each container there. I needed almost 30 ounces for ice cream. So this will help me make ice cream, and each one of these was just a little over, I think it was $3.20 something for each pint at Quick Trip. And the Fairlife milk was $4.84 for 52 fluid ounces of Fairlife, because we needed some milk for cereal.